Hello, welcome back to our channel for Bling Your Things. My name is Shannon and today we're going to show you how to bling these phone grips with custom diamond cut flat back mixes using slow cure 30-minute epoxy. We already prepped our surface by sanding, and then we're going to go ahead and use an alcohol wipe and clean off any of the dust that is remaining from sanding. One of the reasons that we are using an alcohol wipe is because we're going to be using the Bob Smith 30-minute slow cure epoxy, and the alcohol cleaning, using the alcohol for cleaning helps to make sure that the surface is dry, clean, and that there's no remaining water left, because water can prevent epoxy from curing completely. Next, we're going to go ahead and mix up our two-part epoxy. I keep the wrapper from my alcohol wipe to mix the epoxy on. The epoxy mixture is 1:1. So first I'm going to use the resin, and I'm only going to be using a pea-size amount. Next, we are going to add a pea-size amount of the hardener. I'm not mixing up a whole lot because for the phone grips we really don't need that much. We can always mix up more. Even though it is a 30-minute epoxy, you really only have about 10 to 15 minutes of work time before it starts to get too hard, and then you're not able to work with it anymore. We're going to go ahead and give it a good mix here. I just make sure that both substances are mixing well together, and so that there's an even consistency. I usually mix it for a good 10-15 seconds. By then it's thoroughly mixed. You can use several things to mix up the epoxy. I'm just using, normally I use a toothpick, but I didn't have any, so I just cut off the ends of a Q-tip, and then I'm just using that to mix. Then I'm going to go ahead and apply to my surface. You don't need a whole lot of the epoxy. You need just enough to cover your surface so that your stones will adhere correctly. You also want to apply it as evenly as you can. It is somewhat self-leveling, so that it will kind of level out on its own as you're using it. Oh, now you have to forgive me. I meant to color the whole surface red. I'm just going to use a Sharpie to do that. So I'm just going to color half of it, the half that I didn't put the glue on, and then you'll kind of see a half and half difference of what the stones will look like on a colored background or on a white background. You could also mix mica powders into your epoxy to help color the background so that it blends in with your stone colors. But for right now, we're just going to use the Sharpie. The Sharpie will work fine. Then we're going to go ahead and get started placing the stones. The rhinestones that we're using today is the Bling Your Things Diamond Cut Flatback Custom Mix. This mix is called Icy Candy Apple. It is an AB mix. It has Siam AB and Crystal AB in 2 different sizes. It has SS20 and SS16s, and they both have silver foil backings. So kind of the design that I'm doing, I like to outline my projects. So on the outside of this, I'm just using the size SS16s, doing an alternating pattern between the Siam AB and the Crystal AB. And then I'm just going to do that all the way around the whole phone grip. The thing that I love about designing with rhinestones is you're in control of whatever your design is going to look like. You could give 5 different people the same rhinestones and the same colors, and everybody's going to come up with their own design, their own patterns. It's all going to look different, and it can be, you get to customize to be uniquely you and have your own style to the way that you design things. After I get my first little sections of stone placed here, I go back to make sure that I don't have any hanging over the edge. I'm just using the end of my pickup tool to push them and use it as a level surface so that they're all the same spacing. Then I'm just going to place the rest of the stones in a scatter pattern throughout the rest of the phone grip. Another thing you want to keep in mind when you're working with epoxy is that until it starts to harden, the epoxy itself is very fluid. So your stones will and can move around while you're placing the other ones. So it's always important to go back and double check that your stones didn't shift while you're working on placing the other ones. So I'll always go back and make sure that I'm pushing my edges back in case any of them have moved based upon the angle that I'm holding it, or maybe I nudged it while I was placing other stones. We will post a link to all the products that we used in the video in the description below. Then I'm going to go ahead and speed up the rest of this process and show you what it looks like when we're done. And here is the finished phone grip. Again, this is using the Bling Your Things Diamond Cut Flatbacks in the Custom Mix Icy Candy Apple. It has Cyan AB and Crystal AB, and because it does have the AB coating, you have to forgive the video a little bit. The camera's not sure which part it's supposed to focus on because it's reflecting light in so many different ways. Here is another custom mix that we did on the phone grip. This one was on a black phone grip. This custom mix is also in the Diamond Cut Flatbacks. This one has 4 different colors and 3 different sizes. It has hyacinth orange, crystal, amethyst, and the light green peridot. And here's the comparison of the two together. And then the other custom mix that we have is called Pixie Dust. This one has 3 different colors and 3 different sizes. It has a chameleon rainbow color, and then peridot and the crystal in that one as well. We hope you can turn into our next video. We will be rhinestoning a full tumbler in a scatter pattern. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. You can find more tips and tricks on our website, blingyourthings.com. Links to all the products we used today will be below. Thanks again for watching. My name is Shannon. I look forward to seeing you next week.